Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Supes Show. I am here with my boy, Conorville. Connor, say what's up.
What is good, everyone? It's an early morning, bro. I'm tired.
It's an early morning, but we got a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on in the world of Marvel, DC, pop culture in general. I mean, we just came back from New York Comic-Con last week, which was, it felt like 2 weeks jam-packed into like 3-4 days.
Dude, the first day felt like 2 weeks jam-packed into one day. Like, it has been an insane trip.
A lot of sleepless nights, a lot of early mornings, but now we're back and we're here to talk about it all. So, guys, today's episode title is obviously pertaining to ranking Marvel's Disney Plus content coming out in 2026. And at New York Comic-Con, Marvel had a massive panel where they showed footage for everything. Like they showed footage for everything, but they only released the Wonder Man trailer, which Wonder Man is coming out in January, and we'll get into the nitty and gritty of that trailer and what's to come with that show. But they had a killer panel, and there was a lot coming out of that. However, right before we get into that, we're obviously going to talk about Invincible, Peacemaker, and the last week or so, not the last week, the last few days, I went to the set of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Insane.
And I can't say really anything because like I signed an NDA, but I guess I can talk about the picture I released, which was me and Gordon on like a stunts mat. And guys, all I'm going to say is this kid is a freaking, he's I don't even know how to describe him, bro. He's freaking Spider-Man in real life.
Damn, yeah, dude. He looked crazy in those photos in that video you posted. Like, you guys are moving like crazy.
I mean, yeah, I can talk about that because he's posted videos of him doing a ton of different tricks and stunts. Yeah. And it's insane how much he's grown since I last saw him, because I don't think I've ever talked about this, but when the first show was coming out, we were in Brazil for Tudum, which is where they dropped the first trailer. But and I met him there at that event. But then we were on the same flight back to LA. Right. So we spent like a ton of time in the airport lounge because he's like followed the content and he's like a super chill, funny kid who is like Aang to a T.
Oh, yeah. Well, every interview he's ever done, it just gives off Aang, like 100%. I think it's the best thing that they did to hire someone so young. Like, he just has that child energy that Aang carries with him all the time. For sure. And now he like just turned 16 last week. Insane.
And he's grown so much. Dude. Like, you can see it in the picture. Like, he's grown so much since season 1.
I was going to say, it's really weird looking at the photos you posted because he has like, he's not completely bald. He's got like that buzz cut. And it reminded me of season 3 of Avatar where he wakes up from the coma and he's got hair and everything. And I was like, dude, the foundation is there. Like, I am ready for this show.
Yeah, dude. When we went to go meet him, we walked into the stunts gym and he was like hooked up, like, I guess rehearsing a stunt. Yeah. And bro, this guy is like the most athletic 16-year-old gymnast I've ever seen in my life. And one of the great reasons why he was cast so young is so like that he can grow up training and preparing to continue to play Aang. Yeah. And elevate the action with each season. So it's like he's grown up doing martial arts already. Yeah. And now it's really just crazy to see like the level that they're taking it to with the future seasons and how much he's grown.
Yeah, I mean, it is crazy because not only are the fight scenes insane, I mean, just all of the benders in that show, they're very like Tai Chi focused. Like the movement is just like so intricate and can be very difficult to do, like when you're trying to, you know, move water or play with fire. And it's just so cool to see how like authentic they make it in this show.
Yeah, like every single bending for fire, earth, air, water, every single element is a different martial arts style. Yeah. And it was like trippy to like see him switching back and forth and like putting it all together. And like, I can't wait to see it come to fruition in the show. And again, there's more to come for that in the future, but that was just really cool to see, and that's all I can really talk about. But now moving on, one of the big highlights of New York Comic-Con was Invincible.
Oh, yeah. One of the best panels I think we went to, absolutely.
What did you think of the Invincible announcements? Straight up, I mean, that was probably my favorite panel of the entire con. We got Lee Pace as Thrag.
Oh my
and
God.
I just gotta say, I feel like Invincible fans are probably the most spoiled fans on the internet because this is my favorite show going on right now, and it's not even close. We are consistently being fed with every season getting better and better, and yet there are still some parts of the fandom that are complaining about the smallest things. We got Ronan the Accuser as Thrag.
Yeah. I mean, we were there. I know that video has gone viral all over the internet of him doing his little Thrag speech. But being front row in that audience, just hearing his voice, it was so crazy and so scary. And it just set the pace for exactly who you know Thrag is going to be. And I don't know how anyone complain about that. I know people love to use their AI voices over comic panels and stuff. But like, bro, this is Ronan the Accuser. Like you said, he is going to be peak at this role.
And even with that monologue that he gave, the reason why I think he's perfect for Thrag is because he has he sounds royal.
Yes.
You know, he sounds like a king. He sounds like a grand regent.
Yeah.
But through that royalty and through that composure, you can feel the slips of rage, of viciousness. And that's who I feel like Thrag has always been.
Oh,
you know, he's not like a Conquest or like a Thanos type of voice where it's just like an just like an overbearing, gritty, deep voice.
Yeah.
There's like a composure to it. There's like a royalty element to it. And I feel like he brought that perfectly within that one monologue, let alone what we're going to see in the show.
Exactly. I completely agree. And I feel like exactly what you're saying, like with Conquest and everyone that's been in there, they have very gritty, dark voices. And with Thrag, I think there's something to it where it's like, it's going to make it more uneasy when he's kind of talking normal. And then like we heard in that little clip that he did, kind of just start to lose it, you know, like to kill the way he did that. Like when he just is going to be like having a normal conversation with Mark or whoever, and then just like lose it in a second. Like, I think that's going to be really exciting.
Dude, spoilers from Invincible, but I can't stop thinking when he did that monologue, it reminded me exactly of the moment where Thrag finds out about Mark's DNA. And how it's tied to Argyle.
Yes.
And then he basically just like snaps on all of the aliens in the ship and he kills everyone in the vicinity because he finds out that this kid has royal blood in him, which means Omni-Man is the one that's tied to the throne of Viltrum.
It's going to be great. Like that, there are so many moments. Like I'm picturing when he's holding Mark by the head and he's going to take him through the planet and the sun. Like, dude, there are so many moments where I know his voice is going to crush this role.
And in season 4, it's like we are going to see him at his most composed.
Yes.
And that's the thing.
Exactly.
We're going to see him at his most composed, and then as the seasons progress, he's just going to slowly unravel into this ruthless beast that we know him to be. But it's just so exciting, man, because even through the 3 seasons of Invincible, the thing I've been waiting to see the most is the Viltrumite War. And that's what it feels like season 4 is going to center on. And they are going to make that the sole focus of this season, while also we're going to have the Dinosaurus storyline. We're going to have they still have to address that Damien Darkblood post-credit scene, which that's going to be completely original. There's probably going to be an episode dedicated to that. But the Viltrumites are here. The war is coming. And bro, I cannot stop thinking about like season 4, episode 1 ending with Omni-Man returning to Earth. And then him telling Mark, what's the line that he tells him? He's like, son, the time has come for war.
With him and Alan the alien. They show up. That is gonna be so, and that is gonna be how it ends episode 1. Like that's gonna be so crazy, bro. Oh my god, I can't wait. Like it's gonna be so crazy because Dinosaur is also going to have like a very kind of calming type voice. So then you have these kind of 2 calm evil villains this whole season. But then when you get those little moments, like when Dinosaurs like freaks out or when Thrag freaks out, it's just gonna be perfect. It's gonna feel so different because you're just gonna feel on edge. Like with Conquest, it was on site. With Nolan, it's on site. With Thrag, it's going to be like a slow burn into season 5. You know?
Yeah, when they were talking about that, I was like, oh my God, Thrag is going to be the closest thing we've got into Homelander.
Yes, exactly. Just so uncomfortable. So like, what can you actually do about this? Like, it's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, it's like everyone around him is constantly walking on eggshells. It's one moment he can like you, the next moment he can snap and kill you in a second. And that's what I love about Homelander in every scene that Homelander is in.
I know. And this is major spoilers, so scroll 10 seconds, but I cannot wait for Thrag versus Battle Beast, bro. I cannot wait for that. I know both of those actors are going to go so hard.
That has to top the Conquest and Mark fight.
Easily.
Which, that's already going to be extremely hard to top because that is one of the best fights in all of Invincible.
Yep.
However, that Thrag and Battle Beast fight, it needs to top it.
I low-key feel like that's the pinnacle of Invincible. Like, that fight is so iconic. Like, just with the art and everything. Like, God, I cannot wait for it.
Yeah, you could say it's probably the best fight in the show because you have the two best and most ruthless fighters that crave war, that crave fighting, just going at it. And oh my God.
It's going to be so good. It's going to be so good.
Next up, a big topic of conversation since last week. How do you feel about the ending of Peacemaker? So with this ending, insane cliffhanger setting up Man of Tomorrow and what's to come in the future. James Gunn said, obviously, it's going to play a role. They're doing, salvation.
Yeah.
And my thoughts on this finale is it's an exciting setup for what's to come in the future. However, it did feel a little anticlimactic in the sense that they've been hyping up some cameos. They've been hyping up some stars and people to show up in this finale.
I don't get it.
It reminds me of the WandaVision era when Elizabeth Olsen or Paul Bettany, one of them had said that there's going to be like a Luke Skywalker level cameo at the end of WandaVision, and then there was just nothing.
At least with that one, it's like, Paul Bettany was having fun just being like, it's me,
No. Wait, he didn't even say that, bro. No. Paul Bettany literally said, in the finale, I work with an actor I've always wanted to work with my entire life.
Yeah.
And it ended up just him being like him. It ended up just being Vision versus White Vision.
Yeah.
Which that's where a lot of my disappointment in that finale came from.
But at least you can look at that and be like, oh, he was being funny. Like when James Gunn is like, this is going to be huge. This is going to be crazy. I don't know where he's looking. I don't know what he watched that I watched because this is a very close the chapter and then lead to the next story like type of ending. I didn't think there was any real surprises there's no cameos. Obviously, we know that. We all know that. We saw it. And so I just don't know why he was so hell-bent on hyping up these last 3 episodes. Because I think if he had just released this season as it is, I don't think anyone really would have cared about this finale. I think they would have been like, yeah, a little lackluster. But the fact that he spent this whole 2 months being like, these last 3 episodes are going to be crazy. Like, it just... I think everyone spends the whole episode going like, okay, well, where's the crazy? Where is it? Where is it coming?
And that's where I think the episode suffered. However, I don't think it was a bad episode. I think if you would have just released it without hyping it up, it would have resonated really well amongst the fans because it does tie up the overarching thread of the season of Chris realizing that, one, that he's loved and that his friends love him, and 2, that he is more than his trauma. He is more than his past, and it's not necessarily his fault. I mean, I always go back to that scene with Adebayo.
Yes.
Like, that got me, bro.
And so she carried that final episode. Like, she was perfect in that.
Yeah.
Both of her, and the fact that she did back-to-back speeches in that, like a breakup and then a hype-up speech, like, it was emotional. It got me feeling a type of way both times.
And it really recontextualizes the way you feel about Peacemaker because, I didn't even think about it like that. When he killed Keith, he was listening to his dad. When he killed Rick Flag, he was just listening to a government. But when Peacemaker is just Peacemaker, he's a good dude. And I thought that was a great way to highlight that in that finale, as well as tying up, the threads of his relationship with Harcourt. Obviously, there's more to come with that in the future. But, compared to where we started at the beginning of the season to now, Harcourt has definitely opened up and she's softened up while still having her reservations. But there's been progress is what I'm trying to say.
I completely agree. I don't know. It did feel like the season was kind of like moving a little slower than it needed to. Like, I don't know. I felt like we focused. He was going back and forth with nothing really happening. And besides ads being like the glue that kind of kept the emotional weight together of this story, it was just all over the place. And the one thing I was thinking about when I ended the season was that like we need a Vigilante and Flurry spinoff show. Like instantly, now that they're working together and stuff, like those two were the stars of that show. Like they carried so heavy. And I just really want to talk about the Salvation thing if we could talk about it. Because I just, this past weekend, as soon as it was over, I read like a couple Salvation runs. I don't think James is I think he's just taking inspiration from that. Like, I don't think he's like actually doing Salvation Run at all. And it kind of bums me out because I'm pretty sure I've said on this podcast, I don't want Peacemaker interacting with like the Justice League or being in like the end game moments where everyone's there and stuff like that. I like his story being his own little story. This feels like Superman, Lex Luthor, and now Peacemaker are going to team up together in this next movie. And I just don't know if I really want something like that. I don't need Peacemaker being like the center focus of the DCU.
Well, I don't think he will be because I think the story will, like, especially with this ending, it's bigger than Peacemaker.
You think
like,
so?
You know, someone brought this up and I think it's a great point. The premise of Lanterns is that Jon Stewart and Hal Jordan come to Earth to investigate a missing lantern that just went missing on Earth.
Right.
What if it was Rick Flag and company who sent him to Salvation because that's where they're going to start storing a lot of metahumans? And Lanterns, when it was announced, they said that that's going to be huge in setting up the future overarching story of the DCU. So I think they just planted the seed now in the Peacemaker finale, and they are going to pick up on that in Lanterns, in Supergirl maybe, and other things for sure. But this is just the seed that's going to flourish into something bigger than we can all even think of.
So you don't think this turns into like the first big event of the DCU is the Salvation Run?
Well, I think obviously James is going to take inspiration from that and he's going to use that and tie it into other stories. But James Gunn has never been one to like adapt something one for one and just like copy and paste. No, like he's taken inspiration from multiple different things and fused it into his own personal story. And I think that's exactly what he's doing here. He's just using a bit of the Salvation Run elements to bring it all together and build up to something else.
Because the idea is definitely there when you read Salvation Run. It's like, okay, it's a planet where just the villains are stuck there, and they're deciding, do we try to get back to Earth, or do we stay on this planet and like rule it and conquer it and stuff? And so, you know, it's like you read that and you're like, James is definitely not doing that. Like, nowhere are we getting Joker and Lex Luthor on a planet together. But the idea of there being an alternate dimension where they're just throwing heroes in there and keeping them there, that's interesting. And that is cool because you can have like a Green Lantern with Peacemaker with another villain all there trying to get out and stuff. But I just I don't know if we need Peacemaker being like the glue keeping this universe together. Like, I don't know, like what happens in Lanterns or in Superman, one of them gets thrown in there and it's like George of the Jungle style. John Cena comes out being like, come with me if you want to live. Like,
but I don't think it's going to be that way. Like, just because I think Peacemaker is like the first metahuman to break ice and be thrown into this alternate prison. I don't think that necessarily means he's going to be important. He's just going to be there and he's going to be involved.
Also, I'm having trouble with what is a metahuman in the DCU because I never remember her name, but the cyborg on Argus.
Yeah, Sasha Bordeaux.
She's a cyborg. I didn't think she was a meta, but then Harcourt called her a meta, and she was like, yeah. And now you're reminding me with Lanterns, like, do Green Lanterns count as metahumans?
I think so, because, I mean, in Superman, they give the definition of metahumans in the opening crawl. And it's kind of just like superpowered beings.
Interesting. Because I guess that's a good way to separate it from like how Marvel does the X-Men with mutants. It's like metahumans can just be superpowers, you know, not just like you're born with it and make it more complicated like that.
For sure. So, you know, let us know in the comment section down below what you guys thought of the Peacemaker finale. Again, I kind of wish they just didn't necessarily hype up anything and just release the episodes as they were, because if we didn't expect big stars from the other DCU things to show up,
it would have been a great finale, I think.
For sure. And,
It is a great finale.
how much more surprised would people have been when Lex Luthor showed up?
Yeah.
And what a
Oh my
gargantuan
God.
moment that
Oh
is.
my
And
God.
oh my God, Lex working with Rick Flag,
Yeah.
that's for sure going to carry over into Man of Tomorrow.
And I feel like that, again, got overshadowed by the hype of the 3 episodes because you see him and you're like, oh, this is the start. Like, it's just starting now. We're going to get Cameo Central. And it's like, that would have been enough. Like, Lex would have been enough as a cameo for this season. But I think people just got overhyped like they do with everything. And I'm one of them, too. I got way overhyped.
Now, the next thing I wanted to bring up on today's podcast as a little bit of a side note is Cameron Monaghan in Tron. A lot of fans have been talking about, seeing the behind the scenes of him doing the stunt work when he was really only in the movie for like 15, 20 seconds maybe. And it's kind of heartbreaking because so many of us love Cam. We love him as Cal Kestis. We love him as Joker.
Yep.
And I don't know why he hasn't been like a major star in Hollywood, if I'm being honest.
I don't get it.
The guy is a star.
Yeah.
But interesting enough, like when it came to Tron, I went to set for the movie and I actually got to watch him film that scene. And they said it was like his last day of filming. So I didn't know if he had like multiple days of shooting things that just got cut. And that happens in movies, right? And sometimes a lot of actors film scenes and then in the editing room and in post-production, their roles get cut down to virtually nothing. I mean, Shailene Woodley, she was Mary Jane in The Amazing Spider-Man 2. And then she wasn't in the movie at all. She's in it in like the background of the car falling from when Rhino was like terrorizing the city in the final scene. But like this happens in movies. And I think from the amount of fans that are just talking about how much more they wanted him in the film, I think it's indicative of like him getting picked up for a big movie moving forward. Like I hope a producer or a director sees that and they're like, oh, we need to get this guy.
Well, there's a really weird Hollywood disconnect between the people in Hollywood when it comes to Cameron. Like people have been saying like, bro, bring him into Star Wars since Fallen Order came out. And that's like almost 10 years old now and he's still not in it. And it's the easiest slide in the world. Like you could just bring him into Star Wars and he would cook. I didn't go to set, but I saw that new behind-the-scenes video of him practicing his stunts for Tron. Bro, this guy could either be a Jedi, he could be Daredevil. Like the suit he was wearing and his hair in that video, I was like, bro, you could be Daredevil so hard. And he could just be doing, honestly, anything. I could see him in, I mean, he was incredible as the Joker. I know a lot of people don't really like Gotham. I know there are a lot of people that love Gotham. He was incredible in that. Like, I just don't get why he's not bigger. It really blows my mind why Hollywood doesn't milk him.
I want him as Wally.
Whoa.
I could see him as Wally.
Whoa.
And that's if they're going, for like a late 20s, early 30s Wally who is like already the main Flash.
Yeah.
If they're going for more of a kid Flash and a younger vibe, then I have my pick. I'm not going to say it though.
Ooh.
That'll be to come later.
Whoa.
But I just want him in something, bro. James Gunn, please pick him up. Scoop up Cameron, bro. He's ready to go.
Bro, honestly, I just want him as Cal. Like, I want his whole career to flourish and be in DC, be in Marvel. Like, just blow up, be in everything. But the first thing I want to see is just him as Cal. Like, in the Ahsoka show, in anything. Just please, I want Cal Kestis in live action so badly.
I was hopeful for it for many years, but at this point.
I know. It's the same thing with Starkiller. Like, I remember when Starkiller first came out in this game, it was like, bro, he looks just like his actor. It would be crazy to see him in anything. Just, you can nerf him, do whatever you want. Just put him in something, please. And they have refused. And for some reason, they do, like, Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor are the biggest Star Wars games that have come out in the past 10 years. Like, and the fact that that is not everywhere, the fact that the only other thing he's been in is a Lego Star Wars spin-off TV series, it makes me so mad, bro.
Cam, we love you. We want to see you in more stuff, and we're wishing you the best, brother. We'll see you in the next thing, and we will support that. Now moving forward to Marvel.
Let's go.
Moving forward to Marvel.
Let's go.
So Marvel went crazy at New York Comic Con this weekend. They showed stuff for X-Men 97, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Daredevil Season 2, Wonder Man, and Vision Quest. There is obviously a lot to talk about there. Let's start with X-Men 97. What did you think of what Marvel showed for X-Men 97? So Basically, all they showed was like a full trailer for season 2, and it is very much the story of the Age of Apocalypse. It's Apocalypse going crazy. It's a ton of different storylines, and it really doesn't look and feel like we are going to see the X-Men together this season at all. Because we have one team that's in the past, and like Scott and Jean are with their son.
Oh, right.
And then we have another team in like the future, another team somewhere else. Yeah. It's like 3 different plots that are going on with different versions of Apocalypse.
Yeah.
But the thing I was most excited to see was Gambit.
Whoa, really?
And Gambit's back, and it looks like he's gonna be like the Horseman of Death, which was teased.
I was just about to ask, do they have the Apocalypse Horseman in it? Like, did you see Angel at all by chance?
You don't know, like you don't see the Horseman. Like they didn't confirm the Horseman in the trailer. But they did heavily tease like Gambit's return, and that was obviously Apocalypse was shown picking up his card at the end of season 1.
Oh, damn. Yeah, you're right. I forgot about that. Whoa. But Gambit coming back would be incredible. They're like the Horsemen are one of my favorite aspects of the Age of Apocalypse. Like Angel's Dark Angel design is so cool. So if we could get something like that, that would be awesome.
They also announced that the original producers of the original animated X-Men series from the 90s, they're the ones that are producing the show now moving forward.
And I think that's the smartest choice. Like when you have that issue with Bo like they did, like you need to keep it as authentic as possible. And Bo, for better or worse, he did love the original series. So I think the only way you could do it is get the original producers back.
And they were so happy to be out there on stage talking about the show, talking about what's in store. They're already working on season 3.
Yeah,
and
insane.
If we can get a season per year, like that'd be kind of awesome.
That would be insane. That would be really awesome.
Yeah, I mean, I think when we look back, X-Men 97 alongside Loki is the best thing Marvel has been able to do on Disney+. I don't think any of us expected the series to be as good as it was.
No.
When we heard that they were revamping the 90s X-Men cartoon.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of a cash grab at first. I didn't really know what they could actually do with it. But, dude, I mean, first 5 minutes of that first episode, I was like, oh, no, this is legit. Like, they're treating this with love and care, and this is a real thing. Like,
I actually think the show is so good, Marvel is kind of hurting themselves because it's going to be that much harder to top it in live action when Marvel does their own MCU X-Men.
It is going to be really tough. I don't know why all of Marvel's animated shows don't look like that, though. Like, I don't know why they do the 3D animation for everything except for 97. Because 97 is just so vibrant and beautiful looking. It makes you look at their other shows and be like, they're all really good, but this animation is just on another level.
For sure. That one, and I've grown fond of the animation for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
100%.
I didn't really like it in the trailers, but then when I watched the show, it took some adjusting, and then once I was used to it, it was like, oh, I actually like this.
Yeah, I really like this, the Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man one, and I really like the What If and Marvel Zombies animation. I think it's a really cool style to choose from. It's just, 2D, I feel like is always just going to look more natural in animation, with the way you can do effects and colors and all of it. Like, it just looks cleaner, and it looks more like a comic book. Like, I think that's the big thing. Like, you have these Marvel properties. It's cool to make them look like they're from the actual comics.
Yeah, I always prefer 2D to over 3D.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, the Spider-Verse movies, those are technically 2D. I mean, they bend animation.
Yes, yeah. But for the most part, I'd say they're 2D.
Yeah, that's 2D. X-Men 97. I mean, all of the cartoons we grew up on were primarily in 2D. So I hope Marvel continues leaning into more of 2D animation with whatever animation projects they have moving forward.
Absolutely.
But with, the next animated project they talked about was Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. What did they show for Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man Season 2? So they actually had a couple different reviews for this show. I mean, we already knew that going into Season 2, they are going to address somewhat of the multiverse.
Yep.
Because Spider-Gwen is going to be in this season.
Which is insane.
And in the trailer that they showed, you actually saw Peter meeting Gwen.
Oh, really?
So we are going to see, I guess, the main MCU Gwen Stacy in this universe.
Yeah.
And I don't think she's coming from a different universe.
Wait, so the Spider-Gwen that we saw in that one picture last year, it's that universe's Gwen?
I think so. I don't think she comes from a different universe.
That's so interesting because Gwen wasn't in season 1 at all, right?
No.
Like, we didn't see her in the background or anything. That's
crazy.
You
You see Peter, he's in school and then he bumps into a girl and it's Gwen.
Whoa. So almost exactly like Into the Spider-Verse.
Mhm.
That's weird.
Maybe some connections there.
That would be awesome. That would
Um,
be really cool.
Next thing they revealed was Venom. They said
Yep.
Venom is coming in season 2, which
Yep.
was kind of set up in season 1 when the symbiote gets sent back to its universe, but a
Yeah.
part of it stays in that universe. So Venom is going to be getting introduced into season 2, which is pretty exciting, and we are going to see Peter in that black suit. And then the trailer, throughout the trailer, it was like a ton of different shots of just seeing more of different characters here and there. Peter is still working with Norman.
Yeah.
And then you see more of Lonnie.
Whoa,
And
nice.
He's becoming more and more like Tombstone. Like
Yeah.
now, like his skin, I guess, across his whole body is turning gray.
Yep.
And then
One of the best arcs of that story, by the way.
for sure, I think Lonnie was his relationship with Peter was genuinely the best part of season 1.
Absolutely.
And it's crazy that they've elevated a character like Tombstone of all people.
Yes.
In the way they have.
This is how you do an adaptation like that. Like, you know, a lot of times studios will try to make it where it's like, oh, let's just de-age everyone. They're all in high school now, blah, blah, blah. And Tombstone actually works really well. Like being, you know, put into a gang at a young age because you have to. And it's just going to make these Tombstone moments even better, like as the seasons go on.
1000%, because he is one of the main characters, and it's like with season 1, like there was the Peter story, but then there was also Lonnie's story.
Yeah, no, for like a couple episodes, they were hand in hand as main characters for sure.
That's what I'm saying. So looking forward to more of that in season 2. And then as the trailer builds up, we're getting Daredevil back.
Really?
And Peter meets Daredevil at the end of the trailer.
Again?
Yeah, and
Oh
he has
my
the
God.
double D's.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and it's obviously Charlie Cox voicing him, but that's how the trailer ended. It built up to like Peter in his like classic suit, and he meets this other vigilante, and it's like a girl vigilante. I don't know if they released pictures of her, and then she tells him to like turn around, and Daredevil's like on a rooftop, and he's like, "Hey kid."
Oh my God, dude. I mean, that is what people have been wanting for so long in the MCU. Like, this is going to hit so well. I cannot wait.
Yeah, whatever we're not getting between Spider-Man and Daredevil and Brand New Day, we're getting it from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man season 2.
That's what I love the most about the Marvel animation. Like when Zombie started that first episode, just seeing Riri, Kamala, and Kate together, it's like, as a fan of those shows, that's what I've been wanting to see this whole time for years, is these people interacting. And it's the same thing with Daredevil and Spider-Man. You tease us like that in No Way Home. We don't get to see either of them suited up together. The fact that we're finally getting some good stuff with them together is going to be so awesome.
Yeah, and that scene that they had in season 1 where they meet on the rooftop and they fight, and Daredevil is just like missing all of Peter's moves. So well done. So I'm excited that Daredevil's back, because I mean that Spider-Man and Daredevil dynamic, we can never get enough of that. Like
Ever.
Speaking of Daredevil, then from there, Marvel transitioned their presentation over into live action.
Yep.
Daredevil season 2 is on the way. What did Marvel show for Daredevil season 2? So they did show the first trailer, which has kind of leaked online a little bit here and there. I don't think the full thing has leaked online, but it was a trailer just showcasing more of Kingpin's rise to power in New York as the mayor. He's really enforcing the anti-vigilante task force, who are stacking up the prison where they're keeping Punisher at the end of season 1.
Yeah.
And Matt is assembling a team of defenders. We don't see any other defenders besides Jessica Jones.
Insane.
She comes into the trailer, and we get some more of that classic Jessica and Daredevil dynamic, and they're bumping heads, and she's teasing him and is on his ass about a ton of different things. Karen and Matt are also making out, like they're fully together this season.
What?
No. Yes, that's how now that I'm thinking about it, that's how it started, with Karen and Matt making out, so they're like fully back together.
Are you being for real?
And it looks like she's like a main player in all of the episodes for season 2.
Didn't he just break up with his girl?
Yeah.
This guy, dude, is a player. Oh my God.
We love Karen though.
Yeah.
Hey,
dude.
Yo, Karen's for Frank though.
Yeah, I know. That's kind of weird. Like, I wonder how Frank's going to feel about that.
Karen is for Frank, man.
You're a big Frank and Karen fan, though. You always have been.
Bro.
You love their relationship.
Yeah, Castle? Come on. We need Castle, man. They've been setting that up for years. We got crumbs of it in season 1, and now it's not looking good for the Castle fans with Karen being all over Matt. But I think that's just their way of like bringing Karen fully back into the mix, because one of the bigger questions of season 1 was like, why the heck would Karen just like move away? And why would he write her off if she's still alive?
Yeah.
So now she's fully back and she's in the mix. Matthew Lillard, who was cast in season 2, he was shown in the trailer as well. It looks like he's going to be a a detective who is
Really?
I don't know if he's a detective for the anti-vigilante task force or for New York, but I think it would be, he's playing a detective, so we don't even really know much beyond that. I mean, there was a ton of speculation as to who he would be playing, but we got that, and there were some more Foggy flashbacks in the trailer, so you got to see Foggy.
Don't do me like that, man.
Yeah, it looked rough. Our boy's not coming back, which sucks, but his spirit will still be playing a part in season 2.
It's just a shame about Foggy because he looks so good in that first season, like with the beard and the short hair and everything. The fact that we don't get more of that is just such a shame. I heard something crazy about the trailer. I heard you see Kingpin boxing.
Yes.
Is that for real?
Yeah, you see Kingpin boxing, and it almost looks like he set up a boxing ring to box people that he hates and has to take prison. Like, you know how he took that one dude who was like with Vanessa Prisoner?
Yes.
It looks like he set up a boxing ring just to fight people like that.
Bro, after how he was moving in the first season with what he did to the commissioner's head, I can't even imagine this dude with gloves on. Like, that is insane.
And there's like a referee too who like refs the fight and makes sure it's fair, because remember, Kingpin, he threw the hammer or the axe.
Yeah.
To the guy. No. Kingpin always wants a fair fight.
Yeah.
So I love that's villain shit right there.
Yeah, that's gonna be so evil. That is going to be so evil. It's crazy. Do you think any other defenders are gonna show up?
Probably. Yeah. I mean, I think Jessica is just the tip of the iceberg. They're definitely gonna get Luke Cage, maybe Iron Fist.
Yeah.
I think they're just gonna reassemble the defenders. I don't think we're gonna see anyone beyond that or any like new heroes introduced.
It's just a shame because the defenders in the comics, they got some cooler characters. Like, it has all of them, but then it also has like Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, sometimes Spider-Man. Like, it would be so cool if we could see that all assemble, but I know that's not possible. I'm happy with just the Netflix defenders if they can show up.
Moon Knight, man.
Dude, can you imagine
I
Moon
miss
Knight?
My boy.
I know.
We got to pack him up out of England, bro. Get him to New York, please.
For real. Seriously.
Why is Moon Knight in England? Guys, let's bring him to the action where it's all going down. Oh, my God. So now moving on over to the East Coast. We have Wonder Man. Wonder Man.
West Coast.
West Coast, you're right. Moving over to the West Coast. Marvel dropped that first trailer for Wonder Man, and they talked more about it at New York Comic Con.
Yeah.
What did they show? What did they reveal? So, I mean, you guys kind of all saw the trailer. It looks like a very grounded, very non-superhero Marvel series.
I agree, but I think that's also a misdirect.
Well, I think we're definitely going to see action.
Yeah.
But, like, there was nothing from that first trailer that screamed to me like, oh, this is a Marvel show.
No, but if they even go slightly on the comics, his power level is similar to Wanda's. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if this gets into a situation where, like, none of this is real and he's cracking. Like, because he's crazy. And if you remember advertisements they gave us months ago, which were just TV spots, like 13 seconds, it's him destroying his kitchen, like smashing his fists onto the table and it explodes. There's like an explosion of energy similar to Wanda's, but it's purple. Like his eyes change color. Like there's elements of this show that they are hiding from us in this first trailer.
Yeah, I mean, in the comics, his body is made up of ionic energy, and he can channel that energy with super strength, with energy blast. He can fly. He's basically immortal because he's just like a ball of literally energy. And so... But Yaya did reveal that like his powers are going to be different in the show.
Yeah.
So I don't know if they're doing like a Miss Marvel kind of thing where it's like his powers are going to be drastically different than the way they are in the comics.
Yeah.
But I'm intrigued with the series. I can't say I'm really all that excited because it's like I have to see more in order to fully get hyped, because the only thing I've seen right now is that this is a show about a dude who's trying to get the role of Wonder Man as an actor.
It is very weird. Like the trailer, like you said, it seemed very good. Like it seems like a very interesting character study of a show. I think someone said it, maybe it was you. If you take out that Mandarin moment, I mean, this is not a Marvel show. You wouldn't know it's a Marvel show. And I think that's a really cool aspect to it. I'm going to sound crazy, and I think this is all following the WandaVision to Vision Quest storyline that we've been getting through Agatha all along and all that stuff. I think it is going to connect to Wanda and everything, because we know it in the comics. He's the personality that Vision bases his personality off of. There is a connection to Wanda with Wonder Man here, and bro, I think it's all. I think that's their little TV storyline that they've been doing.
I don't think so. I really don't think it's gonna connect. The WandaVision creators, like they have had their story, which they've been building and will follow up into Vision Quest. But one of the things that really excites me about this Wonder Man series is that Destin Daniel did it. And this was the last Marvel thing he did that made them say, yeah, we want you to do Spider-Man. We want you to do
weird.
Avengers.
Isn't that so weird? Like, I wonder what's in this show that got Marvel to be like, yeah, you're our guy.
That's what I'm saying. They have to be holding a lot back, which I do believe.
Yeah.
And the series does premiere in January, so there's definitely going to be a lot more marketing, a lot more things to reveal and hype up. Another interesting element is that the show is tackling superhero fatigue within the MCU.
Yes.
Which that's been a huge topic of conversation in our world for years now. So I'm interested to see the way Marvel's going to tackle it in their own show. I feel like it's going to be very meta. I also feel like they might tackle AI and some certain, just a lot of different controversies that are going on in Hollywood today.
Yeah.
And I hope the show is bold with what they have to say on those things instead of playing it safe.
Absolutely. I completely agree because the superhero fatigue thing is a really interesting point that they can use on this show, and it can't just be like, whatever, who cares? Like, everyone gets tired of something, it'll bounce back. Like, they need to actually kind of address it and dig deep and hopefully do, some self-reflecting in the script of, what's not working and what is working.
Yeah, what if in Wonder Man, he's, prepping for an audition, but, mid-audition, they start just rewriting the script in real time.
Or hand them 2 pages and be like, the rest of it will be done when you're filming. Or
he's acting opposite of a tennis ball or something.
Exactly. Kind of like how the studio was making fun of how Hollywood is. You need to be able to poke fun at yourselves to let people know you get it,
Dude, I think Wonder Man might be more like the studio than any other Marvel show.
Absolutely. That was the vibe I got the second the trailer started. I was like, oh, this feels like a parody of Hollywood. It's really weird.
For sure. But now when you set that precedent, the show has to be good.
You have to follow up.
If you're tackling superhero fatigue and then you're going to fatigue the audience by putting out a bad show, it backfires.
No, it just doesn't work. If you're going to tackle this, you have to have something to say about it.
Now, we've talked enough about Wonder Man. Looking forward, to end the panel, Marvel said, hey, we got one more thing. Paul Bettany walks out on stage. The crowd goes crazy. And they said, so this, for starters, is going to be the conclusion of the WandaVision trilogy.
Yeah.
We had WandaVision, Agatha all along, and now Vision Quest is going to kind of conclude that story that they've been building amongst those shows.
Yeah.
It's going to drop at the end of 2026. So this might be the last thing that comes out before Avengers Doomsday, which is really crazy to think about.
Yeah, that is crazy to think about.
And they showed the first trailer, which wasn't released to the public. The trailer starts off with Vision in his human form walking into a Stark Industries house, and slowly but surely, it's kind of like a Full House.
Yeah.
You start meeting all of the AIs in human form one by one.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Bro, you see Jarvis, you see Friday, you see Edith.
I heard you saw Dummy. And I had to look who that was. That's the arm from Iron Man 1.
You do?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. I forgot about that moment. But yeah, you meet all of these different AIs and they're all living in this house because it looks like a lot of the series is taking place in the AI world where all of the AIs exist.
That's so weird.
And as the trailer progresses, you get some more glimpses of action here and there, but Ultron stole the trailer because Ultron comes in, he starts narrating, and Ultron, you first see him in
you heard him?
Bro, yes. And he narrates the whole trailer. And
does he have a voice module on?
No, it sounds exactly like Ultron. The same way Ultron sounds in Age of Ultron, he sounds the exact same. You first see him in his robot form. But then
really?
Yes. You see him in his robot form, but then the screen glitches and he's in his human form because, again, all of the AIs are in this AI world. And Ultron is just dropping bars, bro. He's talking to Vision, and he's trying to convince him to join his side. He's talking about how Vision is reliving memories of him and Wanda.
Yeah.
Because remember, this is White Vision who
Right.
just got all of the memories of Vision, so he's trying to understand like what this means. And Ultron he says this line, which he's like, "You're a ghost haunting her footsteps."
Yeah.
And then Ultron also says, he's like, "You got no strings. Now you're free."
What?
And
what?
Yeah, he's like going off. And the trailer just progresses with like Vision and Ultron going back and forth.
Yeah.
And it really truly does feel like an entire series that's based off of that moment at the end of Age of Ultron between Vision and Ultron in the forest, where their ideologies are clashing.
Yeah.
Now it's all coming to a head in this series because Ultron is back, and a lot of the stuff that Ultron was preaching has kind of come true for Vision.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be really interesting to see them revisit that now after so much has happened since Age of Ultron.
I wonder where Ultron's been. Like, I wonder why he's waking up for this. I think that's really cool they're doing the AI world because, like, when they introduced that in Age of Ultron where they were just kind of particles in that dark space, like, that's a really cool, like, you can do a lot in that little moment. And oh my God, it's going to be so cool to see all of them in human form. Like I said, when I was reading about it and they were like, it's Edith, it's Jarvis, it's Dummy. I was like, who the hell is Dummy? And then it's the arm from Iron Man 1 and it's like, okay, this is a love letter to all of the technology in the MCU and it's going to be so cool. I need that trailer to be on the level of Age of Ultron though.
It was the best thing they showed at New York Comic Con. It was better than anything they showed for 97, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Daredevil, Wonder Man. It was by far the best thing they showed. And it looks like the most similar series in structure and the way it's set up to WandaVision than anything else we've gotten on MCU Disney+.
I think you just typed everyone up. Like,
And-
that is insane.
And the trailer ends with Vision finding out about Tommy, that Tommy is someone out there.
Whoa.
And so, yeah, Vision is going to be coming after Tommy, and like Tommy's name comes up on a monitor, and you see his face, and then Ultron is like, "Oh look, another boy."
What the hell?
And it ends like that.
Wait. Did you see Tommy? You see his face?
Yeah, you see his face. He's
Does
like
he have
on a
white hair?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think he has the white hair, but you do see like the actor who's playing Tommy, and he's just like on a monitor, and it says his name.
They used a shot of him in Agatha, didn't they? Where he was like falling into a pool or something.
I don't know. I don't think that was like necessarily the actor that they had cast.
I don't know if it was the same actor, but I feel like I remember them having like a boy falling into a pool that Billy's like seeing, and it's like, that's your brother, like your brother's alive. Like,
Yeah, they definitely had a moment like that. So Billy does know that Tommy's somewhere out there, and Agatha ends with Billy going out there to try to find his brother.
is there any chance Billy and Agatha show up in this show?
Fully.
Really?
Fully.
Whoa.
Fully.
Whoa.
So
So this is all leading to Wanda coming back.
Well, I don't think she's gonna come back in the show. I
No,
think
not in the show. Not in the show. But like, this is what they're building to.
she's gonna come back in like Doomsday or Secret Wars. She's
Dude,
too big of a character to ignore in that
We're
way.
gonna get the weirdest family reunion in the like. This is going to be insane. Oh my God!
But
I
yeah.
can't believe we're finally getting this family.
Well, maybe we see Wanda return in Doomsday and Secret Wars.
Yeah.
And by the end of it, someone tells her like, "Hey, like, you have a family.
Your kids are real now."
Yeah,
Like,
exactly. Like,
it would be crazy if it's Doctor Strange doing that, being like, "You were right this whole time. Your kids are real. They're here now."
Yeah, like that's something. I mean, it reminds me kind of how like at the end of the Guardians trilogy, Star-Lord just goes back to his family on Earth.
right.
And it's like they were there the whole time. I can see Wanda going through an arc throughout Doomsday and Secret Wars, kind of redeeming herself after the past few projects where she's been in, where things haven't been so pretty for her.
Yeah.
But she goes on this kind of like redemption journey within Doomsday and Secret Wars, saves the day, and by the end of it, she just rides off into the sunset happily ever after with her family, who are now all united with her.
It's gonna be crazy. Like this moment, I mean, we've been waiting for something like this since WandaVision, which feels like forever ago. And the fact that there's now a chance this whole family could finally be reunited in just a couple years, it's crazy. It's crazy.
So we've talked about a lot of things going on in the MCU, especially coming to Disney Plus next year. Now it's time to rank it all. How would you rank every MCU project dropping in 2026? So I definitely have my list. I would say I'm gonna start off with the Punisher Disney Plus special.
Whoa.
I know that Marvel didn't show anything for that at
Yeah.
Comic-Con.
Yeah.
However, John Bernthal's Punisher is my boy. I've been waiting to see him come back for years. He obviously came back in Born Again. He's going to be in Brand New Day. He's staying booked and busy. And I am so excited for this Disney Plus special, which he co-wrote. So we're starting off with Punisher. Then we're moving to X-Men 97. Can't wait for that. Loved season 1. It's my favorite thing on Marvel Disney Plus for sure. Then I'm going to go Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I loved season 1 of that as well. I love Spider-Man, and we're getting more Spider-Man and Daredevil in that. And so, yes, I am tuned in on that day one.
Yeah.
After that, I'm going to go Vision Quest. Actually, I'm going to put Vision Quest at 3.
Okay.
I'm that excited for Vision Quest
Let's
after
go.
that trailer.
Let's go.
So, we got Punisher, X-Men 97, Vision Quest, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man, Daredevil Born Again, and Wonder Man. I'm obviously excited for everything going on this list. All of these projects are very different from each other. However, that's just the way my list comes together. Connor, how are you feeling?
I like that list a lot. I'm going to put at number 1, I'm going to say Vision Quest. I loved WandaVision. I loved Agatha all along. Like, I really love that show. And so I've been a fan of this little trilogy that they're doing, and I'm really excited for it. So Vision Quest is going to be number 1. Ultron, cannot wait for that. Number 2, I'm going to do Daredevil Born Again. Daredevil, I've never been like the biggest fan of him. I love what they did with season 1. And I think I said on last week's episode, I'm a firm believer that season 2 is going to lead straight into Brand New Day. So I am very excited to see where that goes. At number 3, I got X-Men 97. That show, like you said, it's one of, if not the best Marvel Disney Plus shows of all time, and I cannot wait to see where they go with it. At number 4, I'm going to do Wonder Man. Maybe I'm crazy. I think this fits into the trilogy of Wanda, okay? I think it fits somewhere in there, and I really like when they do different things with their Marvel TV shows. I think it's really interesting. I think doing something like this is what Disney Plus is for. Give you the freedom to explore things that wouldn't make it onto the big screen. And then then the Punisher special. Punisher special, I don't know. I don't know if I really feel too crazy about it. I'm obviously psyched for John Barenthal and everything. I love his Punisher and stuff. I don't know anything about it besides the fact that it's featuring like a paraplegic like gangster woman. And so maybe when I see trailers, I'll start feeling more excited about it, but I don't know. There's nothing about it so far that's grabbing me, except for the fact that it's John Barenthal. And then finally, I got Spider-Man, Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I love that show. I don't know how I feel about Spider-Gwen showing up, and I just want Green Goblin. So if they can get Green Goblin, it'll get higher on my list. If they can do Gwen right, it can get higher on my list. But I really like Peter just being alone, and Peter and Spider-Man. I don't really love when he's surrounded by people. So I don't know. I liked Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man for it being just a Spider-Man story. If it turns into here comes Miles, here comes Gwen, that'll be great, but it might lower it for me.
I can see that perspective for sure. I'm still excited I don't know. I just love that show. I love everything they've done with the Norman and Peter relationship, with Lonnie, I mean, we're going to see the symbiote and the black suit in season 2.
See, I don't know if I want the symbiote yet. Like, I would rather them do Green Goblin than symbiote right now. Like, symbiote, I could see that being like, this is a season 1 thing, save it for season 3 so people forget about it in season 2. Like, season 2, you've been building up Green Goblin. Like, I just want Green Goblin.
We're going to get Gobby.
We better get Gobby.
He's the overarching villain of the show.
And he better not be ultimate version Green Goblin, bro. I swear to God, if he just turns into a giant, like, troll-looking thing, I'm not going to be happy. Nah. He better be in the suit. I don't know how you could make the suit work in that show, but I need the suit.
So with that being said, guys, those are our rankings for everything coming to Marvel Disney Plus in 2026. Let us know in the comment section down below, how would you guys rank, the Marvel projects coming out next year? And send any questions you guys would want us to answer on the pod for future episodes. We got some exciting guests coming on the show within the next couple of weeks. So thank you guys for tuning in. And if you guys want to listen to the podcast audio only, we're also now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So Thank you for watching and listening to this podcast. Make sure to like this video, comment down below, subscribe, and hit that bell notification on the channel to get notified for future videos. And make sure to check out Connor's content as well. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. We love you 3000, and we'll see you guys next Friday.